This year's International Day for the Disabled focuses on empowering persons with disabilities for an inclusive, equitable and sustainable development as part of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The day is to promote the right and well-being of persons with disabilities in all spheres of society and development. Our correspondent Winifred Afum was at the event to commemorate the day here in Accra.
About 3 weeks ago, I was actually going to rent. I rent and negotiated, I think it's for 2 brothers. So I have negotiated everything, we are done. I went in to present, give them the money. So when I sent the money, then the other one have to call the brother to come and witness. The other one came in and saw that I was a disabled person. They came in and said, no, they can't take the money. Some 2 other places that I went to, that one to the same thing. For them, they admitted they took the money, but they asked me if I don't come in with someone who will be sweeping for me, then they can't admit me. So I have to call for someone who will be sweeping for me.
I applied to GIJ to go and read my master's. On the GIJ form, they had written, if any disability indicate. I indicated that I am a visually impaired person, and they called me and told me that it's rather unfortunate they can't admit me because they don't have facilities. So they will refund my application money to me. And I told them that no, I want to write the exams. Even on the day of writing the exams, provisions were not made for me. When it comes to transportation, it becomes so difficult. In this 21st century, we are still constructing open drainage. You go in and you fall. People with wheelchairs, it is a whole gamut of issues.
Awale ankrofo wale edewom no ye die no se bi se be se ni ahondinti be matiska wale na dia mu pe na mu de ye mi kunu oni boy penny 65 years or so. Ni ba penny ni de to su menu be ma wetumi bumi ese mi nyama se bi wo ba fa mi da nyakopo se
These are some of the challenges persons with disability are faced with on a daily basis. For these persons, this year's celebration must have an impact on their lives. What they expect from the government are key social interventions whilst embarking on vigorous behavioral change campaigns to stop the stigmatization against persons with disability. That is, break the stereotype where people believe persons with disability are unproductive and only good for begging for alms. These are some of the handiworks of some persons with disability, an indication that disability is not inability. Therefore, the day started with members of the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations embarking on a protest march through some principal streets in the capital to present petitions to some key ministries. At the forecourt of the State House, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Mrs. Cynthia Morrison, promised that their concerns will be addressed.
My mother fell from a height, the story building, at the age of 2 and broke her hip. She became disabled till she died at 87. So I have lived with a mother who was disabled and I know how it is like. She had her education, she went to Wesley Girls High School, and then worked at the Standard Bank Ghana Limited, that was what it was called in those days. And she was the first female accountant.
In 2012, Ghana ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Stakeholders consider the ratification as a noteworthy milestone in Ghana's human rights discourse, since it is an indicator that it will improve the lives of persons with disability. For GBC 24, Winifred Afum reporting.